Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I am here to share some messages with you all this evening. Today is Saturday, October 18th. It's currently 7:07 p.m. And that's interesting, the 7:07, because is now coming up. First it started off with a 4, and then a 5, and then the big 9s everywhere, but now 7 is standing out. And I know I said that there's 7 people who watch my videos all the way to the end, okay? So that wasn't said by chance either, okay? So the lucky 7, there's something lucky about somebody here, or 7 people, okay? Or maybe the next 7 days, something is going to, I was told to keep this on to pull up some music, but I'll just put it on when the spirit says so. Maybe something about the next 7 days, we shall see something manifest, okay? There's just something really important about the number 7, and if more comes to me, I will share it. Oh, I'm looking at 7 right now. So I have quite a few downloads, okay? Even some on the back, and this is downloads since the last video. I still have other things to go over. I just realized I gave this message, but there's something at the top, so maybe I should start there after I tell you about what this 7 says here on this paper. God's little cow. Someone's here, it's God's little cow. Or I know cow has been thematic, talking about Jack and the Beanstalk. He was told to bring the old cow to market to see what he could get in exchange for it. On the way, he met a man who offered him 5 magic beans for the cow. Jack took the beans, and the beans were in fact magical, okay? But I'm not going to go into the story again because I have lots to share, and it probably won't be all in one video, and I still do not want one video to be too long, okay? So here we have cow coming out again, okay? And we know cows, what's the word? Multi-purpose. Cows are multi-purpose. We look to the cow for a lot of things, okay? Now that I'm saying cow, the word Metcalf is coming to mind. And we know that there's a stadium called Metcalf, I believe. But the thing about Metcalf, which came to me months ago, again, during spring, was that it's a ritual where a cow is fattened up to prepare it for slaughter. And the slaughter is, it's a ritual, okay? There has to be a ceremony around this particular slaughter. It happens, let's say, once a year, maybe twice. It depends who is putting on the show, but there is a build up to a theatrical experience where a cow is sacrificed, okay, for the gratification of many or even the few. It doesn't matter. It depends. Okay, so Metcalf is coming out here, something about Metcalf. Usually people who perform at the Metcalf are mega celebrities. Not every star or famous person gets to grace the stage of Metcalf. Okay, so that might be relevant to somebody here, okay, or about somebody. Okay, I should be checking things off. Since we're talking about dominoes so much, I want to say one more thing. If it's not an actual tournament that is going to go down, it's going to be some kind of face-off. And we know that dominoes, there's 4 seats and you could play partners, okay? So let's just say it's really 2 on 2, okay? Or 1 versus 1, because if your partner, you and your partner should sync in so far that you become one. You mirror each other, and if you are extremely good players, you work well together, meaning you know when to be dominant, you know when to be submissive. Again, you're playing as one. You could kind of block out the other opponents and it becomes your game because you and your partner are actually working together effectively. Okay, so that's just a side note about dominoes as well. If you really have a good partner, one that is loyal, one that is faithful, one who knows the game, one who understands what's at stake, Okay, one who has something to lose is going to give it their best shot. It's going to bring their A game, and it's going to work with you until the game is over. Okay, so I'm thinking about a tournament here. If it's for people playing independently, that is cutthroat. It could represent different races or ethnicities, nationalities. Okay, I say that because I'm kind of seeing some kind of face-off between Caribbeans and Hispanics. Okay, so I don't know if that's who is at the domino table. Okay, a Caribbean person and a Hispanic person, or more than one from each group. Cultural affiliation here. Okay, these are just my thoughts, views, and opinions. Okay, and I put them in the context and framework of free speech. Do not take any of these rants or ramblings as legal or medical advice. If you are in need of help, seek a professional. If you are in danger, seek authorities. Okay, just need to put that disclaimer out there. Okay, these videos are being used specifically to document certain information that has been given to me. Okay, it's to establish a paper trail. Okay, and also to keep me accountable of the things I say, just in case a day comes where things are in question, things are being reviewed, I undergo some kind of examination, and my words are trying to be used against me. Okay, so I'm just really trying to set the record straight here, put this on record. All right, just want to remind those who are new here that once the channel is on, once I press that start button on the camera, everything that comes out my mouth is a part of a message. It's relevant. Okay, every slip up, okay, is relevant. Sometimes names are called. It doesn't mean that person, I'm specifically speaking to that person. It could mean somebody has that name or initials, okay, or something about that person. If we're talking about like public figures, something about their characteristics, something about their art or catalog, you know, it doesn't have to be specific to the person, but sometimes it can be specific to the person. Just want to bring some clarity here. Okay, so also it's important for me to say this. Many of my messages overlap, carry over. Again, there's some kind of buildup going on here. So if you're new here, and if you're not going to take the time out to catch up by watching videos, I would say videos starting from 2025, January 2025, you could take a quick glance at the titles and get some idea of what we have been sharing over here so far. Okay, so that's just for the newcomers. All right, something could be relevant about newcomers. Okay, since I said that. Also, I want to steer you in the direction of my TikTok, not because I want more followers or subscribers, but because I think some of the messages shared over there is going to come into play, is going to manifest. Okay, for example, in December 2024, I shared a message where I had a dream about a particular celebrity. But in sharing that dream, I shared that I also had dreams of other celebrities before elaborating on the dream of that one celebrity. And now a dream of one of the celebrities that I had is coming to surface, and it's making more sense because I didn't understand what it meant at the time. Okay, but now it's making more sense, and I'm going to share it, not in this video, it might be the next video, or I might go over to TikTok to provide some update, because it has been a while since I've been over there, and I think it's only right, it's only fitting to provide that audience with an update. Okay, so you can find me at Seer Speak over on TikTok. The message I'm talking about was shared December, but I also shared a prophecy in January, I believe, or early February, that's also playing out right before my eyes, and soon everyone will see it as well. And that prophecy, if I could remember just the key points, is that there's going to be a coronation. Okay, there's going to be a new queen on the scene. And then now that I say that, if there's going to be a new queen on the scene, it's more given to replace a queen that's being removed from the scene. But it doesn't have to be so, but that's what I just got, okay? Because I believe that there's more than enough space, okay, for there's enough space for more than one queen. Pardon this being tongue-tied here, but in some games, like the game of chess, I think there's only space for one queen. So we might be talking about a particular field, industry, job, career, anything like that, where it's restrictive and it only provides room and space for one. Okay, so maybe the last one standing. Okay, again, going back to the domino. There's only room for one queen, I'm hearing. Or the introduction of a new queen tops all the queens. So this is a empress, because we know the empress in the tarot deck is a combination of all the queens. Okay, so we're dealing with a heavy hitter here, a real top dog coming on the scene. Okay, and she bears all the characteristics of a queen, a Proverbs 31 woman, I'm hearing. Okay, virtuous. Just to finish the notes on this page so I could give it a cross off. What do we have here? Did I blow my cover? Talk in code. So did I blow my cover? That's actually a quotation that I spoke in my sharing of the dream of that particular celebrity that I'm telling you about. At the end of the dream, where I'm at the ironing board, I felt uneasy. I felt uncomfortable, again, because I was telepathically receiving communication about what that person was thinking. So I was essentially reading their mind. And the person was getting really nervous, wondering who I was, why I was there, who sent me. And that kind of built up some anxiety in me. And I said, if this person tries anything, I'm going to have to hit him with the iron, you know, the iron that I was using to iron his pair of pants. Okay, I thought that I had to hold it with a firm grip because I would need it for a weapon. Okay, and right before I ended the dream, sharing the dream, I said these words: did I blow my cover? Am I undercover? Okay, so again, there might be an undercover on the scene, at the table of the dominoes, in the boardroom, wherever, whichever environment. Okay, there might be an undercover who's about to blow their cover. Okay, I have the others here again. That has been coming out a lot. Okay, so this person may not look like you, talk like you, be anything like you. This person is a snake in the bag, and the snake in the bag reference is coming from the movie that I can't remember the name, so maybe somebody's name won't be remembered here, but it's a blonde woman, and she comes to Earth and she's really disoriented. She doesn't know how to act in human terms, okay, with decorum. She's just uncultured, and she has a little handbag that she carries around, and in there's a talking snake with one eye who gives her instructions as to how to perform, how to behave, what to do. Okay, and that's coming back out now. Okay, so again, a handbag might be relevant here, and some kind of device where there is communication, because I just spoke about telepathic communication. So somebody's being fed information here. Okay, someone's being fed information as to how to act, how to perform, what to say, what to do, who to engage with. All right, so that's giving me somebody, someone put a battery in somebody's back. Okay, that might be relevant as well. All right, somebody not from here. This could be, since I'm speaking about aliens, this could be an immigrant of some sort. Okay, maybe from the Caribbean islands, or an Hispanic. Okay, so this could be somebody undocumented, or something was undocumented. Okay, but again, somebody here is playing cutthroat. I don't know if every player on the board is aware of this, but someone is playing cutthroat. Next, we have Marilyn Monroe. Okay, Marilyn Monroe's type. Okay, so this could be for somebody separate, distinct from what is going on or this could be a main character in this story, the Marilyn Monroe type. So that means somebody who is adored by the masses, somebody who's beautiful, somebody who's influential, okay, and somebody who is timeless as well, classic, all right, because we know that Marilyn, she departed a while ago, but her memory is ingrained in the American, okay, if not the world's imagination. All right, so somebody is that major, somebody is that impactful, somebody is that big, that beautiful, where they could be regarded as a Marilyn Monroe type, okay? Somebody may like blonde wigs as well, in that same signature style that Marilyn wears, okay? You might be absolutely breathtaking or stunning, okay? Aesthetically pleasing to the eye, because I have can't take my eyes off of you. Okay, next, the one that got away. All right, so maybe we know Marilyn passed away young, forever beautiful, and there's a lot of suspicion, a lot of allegations around her passing. There's some people who say that she did it to herself, okay, that she was an addict and she OD'd, life was just too pressing, she couldn't take the pressure anymore, all the attention, okay, that's what some people are saying. All right, and then there's another narrative that it was made to look like a suicide, but it was actually a sacrifice. It was actually a hit, okay? She was targeted because she was becoming a threat, okay, to many, or perhaps to a particular establishment, all right? So we wouldn't consider Marilyn Monroe to be the one that got away. I mean, she did get away, technically speaking, okay? But in this sense, I'm more getting that there's somebody here who is a Marilyn Monroe type, who may have had a target placed on her, but somehow was able to evade an ambush, an attack, a cutthroat situation, and she will be known as the one that got away, the one that could not have been sacrificed. So, because after that I have, it will be different this time. But then after that, I have beautiful women gone too soon. Okay, and I have a woman here, not woman. Okay, so more than one. Okay, beautiful women gone too soon. Okay, so I don't know if it's going to be different this time, because the one that got away is going to expose the culprits, the perpetrators, those who were putting a hit on her, and they might be taken instead. Okay, more than one, so maybe one person has a bounty on them, okay? More than one person is coming for their head, okay? So this is somebody who is head in charge, okay, or leader, okay? I am your leader, that's coming again by Nicki Minaj, okay? So this is person who sits at the head of the table, possibly somebody who controls the table, because like I said, at the domino table, the person who sits first, or has the right, the bragging rights to choose where they sit, choose who plays, they would be the leader, okay, the master, okay? So the one that got away might be a master at the game, okay? It's going to be different this time, because this person might be playing the game a little bit different, or might have some kind of insight as to how to navigate the game, the terrain, the landscape of whatever it is that's going on here, okay? So that was Marilyn Monroe type. I see why I was led to use the photo of the beautiful Marilyn as a thumbnail, because like I said, I wouldn't ordinarily do that. So I guess we're not dealing with an ordinary person here, okay? This person is special, exceptionally special. All right, where are we? 19 minutes. All right, I completed this page. So let's see what we have on these notes. And I might pause, because the last video I didn't get to go into the cards, and I like going into my cards just to prove to myself that I'm not BSing myself. I'm not psyching myself out. I like confirmation. I like verification. I like validation. All right? Not from anyone else, from myself, from my guides, from my Lord. All right? So the ways in which the cards come out and the energy that I pick up, collect from it, says a lot, especially to put things into perspective, or just to see if there is anything to corroborate here, okay? So I might not get through this whole page and a half, but I'll try my best, okay? Please bear with me. Please be patient. Please follow along, all right? Okay, should I start at the top? I already said something about Caribbean versus Hispanics, okay? I don't think I can finesse them. And my son said that to me. So I have it in quotations. And the reason why he said that is because he was trying to take advantage of a discount code, but he already used it on his phone. So he was trying to get it on my phone. But I guess they detected that something was off because of the same payment method. So he wasn't able to use it. So he says, I don't think I could finesse them. So there's somebody in this situation that is attempting to finesse someone. But again, if it's a Marilyn Monroe, man rope, like rope wanted to come out, maybe that will come back, okay? Because I know something about rope has been coming up about hanging or something like that. So what I'm getting from that slip up is that somebody has been given enough rope to hang themselves, okay? Because they thought that they could finesse an ultimate finesser, okay? Somebody who's way more savvy and experienced in this game that's being played here. All right, next on the list I have wisdom didn't build it, so it's being removed. Remember yesterday, or one of the most recent uploads, I said, one of the cards said, the house that wisdom built, folly destroyed. I'm hearing it's being destroyed because wisdom didn't build it in the first place. We're dealing with an imposter here, okay? Wisdom did not build this house. This is no Proverbs 31 woman. That's next on the line. This person lacks virtues, okay? Next, I have pound the alarm, and that's in red. Everything I've read so far is black. Pound the alarm in red. And for a while, I've been saying, ring the alarm. Emergency, emergency, state of emergency. Listen up. May I have your attention, please? Okay? And ring the alarm is actually the name of a track by Beyonce, okay? But right now we have Pound the Alarm, and that's a track by Nicki Minaj, okay? So let me pull up, maybe that's why Spirit wanted me to wear the headphones, so I could just either hear it or read it. And I think I want to hear it. Okay, so give me a moment, please. I should have brought some water. Okay, while I put that up, let me see if I could still continue. A little more. Get down and burn this floor. We're about to get up and burn this floor. You know we're getting hotter and hotter. Let's shut it down. What I gotta do that I own them. Come in Nicki and some call me Roman. Ugh. All I do, call a few. I'ma turn them out. I'm a bad, no muzzle. I'm a bad bee, no muzzle. Okay, so you heard that. Somebody here is a outspoken person. Strong-willed, headstrong. Okay, somebody that you cannot silence. All right, I believe that track, Pound the Alarm, is from Roman Reloaded. Okay, so if somebody's name is not Roman, this might have to do with Italy, like the Roman Church, Vatican, okay? Or if we're sticking to Nicki, you know, Roman's Revenge, Roman Reloaded, that's giving me weapons, okay? Shell casings, bullets, all that stuff, not to get too detailed. All right, and we know that originally Roman Revenge, what that's all about. I shared Eminem's lyrics yesterday, all right, and a few lines that Nicki spoke herself, okay? So these tracks are absolutely relevant in understanding what is being presented to us, all right? So I'm a bad bee, no muzzle. You can't muzzle me. Since we're talking about bad bee, and I said something about top dog, over here in the right-hand corner, in quotations, I have dogs for life, okay? And that is tying me to the grand finale that I used in the title of the last video. Because grand finale is a track that features DMX, Method Man, Nas and Ja Rule, and it's off of the Belly soundtrack. All right, so that might be relevant, either that particular track, the whole soundtrack, or the movie Belly might be relevant. Okay, but something that stood out in that track was Bloodbath. Okay, something about Cop a Plea as well, giving it a shot. Okay, we all die, don't cry for me. Those things stood out to me while I was listening to this track, because it has been a while since I listened to the Belly soundtrack. So somebody might want to take a listen to the soundtrack, okay? Or somebody may have been on that soundtrack that's involved in this case. Or like I said, it's just a grand finale of this show, okay? Something about Friday the 13th as well, okay? Which also ties into the theme of revenge, because we know about Friday the 13th. We are in October, Halloween. Like, everything ties in with everything else, okay? I'm looking at the word flames. Now I'm thinking about Nicki Minaj's song Blazing, okay? So something is fiery. Somebody's about to be fired up. Somebody's about to be fired, all right? We have some passionate players here. Whatever game is going on, the players are passionate. What I'm hearing is this is that, oh, this is that, oh. And remember on the back of the domino, I said I didn't know if it was a C or an O. So the O is coming out to me right now. So O could be related to that person, okay? Because I know Nicki Minaj's real name is Old Nicki, okay? But if it's not an O, if you see a C, C could be the name, the initial of somebody else's name, okay? Or when I put CO together, I don't know why my mind deduced criminal operation. So there's some kind of criminal operation going on here. If it's a C, and if you look, well, it's kind of smudged now, okay? So something is definitely not clear here in this situation. But before, it looked like a 5. I read it as sin, C-I-N, but then when I looked at it again, I saw C5. And C5, I don't know what that really means, could mean, but I just happened to put cell block, because I know back in the day, I think there was a movie called Cell Block 4. So I just said this is Cell Block 5. Again, that number 5 is coming out. Okay, but let me just do a quick Google search to see if C5 means anything else. Somebody could drive a Chevrolet, like a Corvette. Okay, I'm also seeing Canada's C5 legislative bill for interprovincial trade and projects, the 5th generation Chevrolet Corvette, or the 5th cervical vertebrae in the human spine. Interesting. I'm also seeing received royal assent. Okay, so somebody might be receiving royal assent. Like I said in one of the last messages, I heard, welcome to the king's court. You have access to the king and all the kingly things. Okay. Something is known for its performance and was considered a dream car. So this is a Chevrolet Corvette. So somebody, again, dream girl. Okay, it's given something very dreamy. Okay. High performance. Okay, somebody who's able to produce. Look at this, cervical vertebrae. This is the 5th of 7 vertebrae in the human neck. Number 5, number 7. Okay, somebody might be 57 here. Let me just put that down. But the 5s and 7s are coming out again. Okay, so the C5 nerve. Somebody may have the nerve. Okay, somebody might be coming for somebody's neck. All right, and it might hit the 5th vertebrae. Okay, if we're being technical. All right, the nerve that branches from the spinal cord and exits between the C5 and C6 vertebrae. The function: the C5 nerve controls the deltoid muscles in the shoulders and biceps, and it provides sensation to the upper arm down to the elbow. Okay, something relevant about Edmonton, Alberta. Okay, services as it relates to C5 provides a variety of services, including a community market for food security. Wow, God, I love you so much. Employment services and children's programs. Okay, so somebody might work in one of those fields Anything I just said may be relevant, okay? And this is just looking at C5, but CO is giving me criminal operation, okay? And this is that O. This is that O. Since I'm here, let me pull up the lyrics to I Am Your Leader, because it has been channeled a lot, and I don't want to keep putting it off. Okay. Okay, listen here. Oh, look, sucker, this my gun butter. Street fighter, this the upcutter. Nunchucker, no time to ducker. Sign up the course, this is her last supper. Okay, somebody's last supper here. Play with me. Check who came with me. I bought a couple 9s plus decays with me. I breathe through queens to check some bad. I stunt so hard, assess the damages. Cause this is that, oh, not oh. I don't know why I thought it was this is that, oh. Okay, this is that, this is that, and yes, I body. Go get the bandages, young yummy, you got from me. I hate a bitch that front that chummy. It's me, top shotter. Drop the top up. Big fat with an icy watch. I am your leader. Yes, I am your leader. You're not a believer, sucker? When I fly, it's 1 letter and 1 number. Okay, you know the rest, or you could go look it up for yourself, okay? But that first verse is telling. Okay, somebody stating their position, being confident in their position, knowing what power they hold, knowing what it is they could do. Okay, so I was wrong. It's not this is that. Oh, well, maybe I said that because it is relevant. Okay, but the all AW, somebody is going to be in awe. Okay, even though all is AWE, or somebody's going to be like, aw. Okay, if it's just AW, take whatever resonates. Next we have Ladybug Ladybug Fan Club, okay, MVP. All right, so whoever this is, somebody here in the energy, you're going to be quite fortunate. A lot of good fortune is coming to you, and this is coming back from the droves of ladybugs that I spoke about in the last video, that they're everywhere today for some reason. Okay, so fortune is coming to somebody, prosperity, but more importantly, protection from harm, because that's also a spiritual symbol for divine protection, ladybugs. Okay, so it's good luck. New beginnings for some people is love, fertility, but positive changes overall and generally speaking, okay? This is a sign, this is a omen. I know I spoke about omen in the last video, that there's going to be hope for you, or hope for a situation, okay? You're going to get support, you're going to get guidance that you need, okay? So, the adorable Moses cow of Moses. We know Moses was a messenger, a prominent messenger of God. What's going on with this pen? Messenger of the divine. Okay, so the ladybug could be representative of somebody who's a prophet here, or a messenger of God as well. Okay, there's also something relevant about the Virgin Mary as it pertains to ladybugs. Okay, but you're God's little cow. God is proud of you. God adores you. Okay, God is going to exalt somebody, even if this cow is a sacrifice. Is going to really do something major across the landscape. Okay, Parat Moshe Rabbeinu, Parat Moshe Rabbeinu, I might be saying that wrong. It's a Hebrew phrase which translates cow of Moses. Okay, but when I hear Parat, I can't help but to think of parrot. Okay, so parat in this sense, Hebrew word P-A-R-A-T. Oh, I see the word rat in there. Okay, so there's a rat in there. Okay, somebody may have the initials PA, or the first 2 letters of their name, first name or last name may start with PA. I'm just seeing this now. Okay, so there's a rat, aka snitch, okay, aka informant. And I know something about criminal informant came out in one of the most previous readings, and now we have possibly criminal operation. So there's a rat involved in this criminal operation. 741, a notification just came in, and I could take that as a confirmation. Okay, but what I wanted to say about parrot was parrot. We know somebody who talks too much, runs off at the mouth, somebody who repeats what it is they have heard. Okay, so it's not like a parrot makes things up, but a parrot repeats what they have been hearing. Okay, so somebody heard something and is repeating it. It's not shutting up. It's just clapping its beak here. All right. Somebody might be on the way to explain something, but with the too late to apologize, which I said it was Timbaland and U2, I was wrong, and I recognize my mistake, and I am dutiful to correct what can be corrected. So it's Timbaland and One Republic that sings the song Too Late to Apologize. Okay, so when I'm hearing Timberland, I'm hearing timber is gonna fall in this land, so like an avalanche. Okay, also One Republic, this tells me that there is some kind of committee, some kind of organization, association, but people are coming together, uniting for a common cause. Okay, a reason here, and it might create some kind of effect. All right, because timber, logs, wood. Okay, so somebody might be on the way to explain something, but it's too late to apologize. Okay, or something is just going to break forth, spread, break through, burst forth, anything along those lines. Okay, because ladybug could also represent, and the amount of ladybugs I saw today means something is rushing in. Okay, something is prolific, and this could be information, notification. 7:43, my phone just lit up, so maybe somebody's phone is lighting up with information, notifications of something being spread here. Okay, some kind of story being spread here. Okay, I see scattered words. Okay, I see chanting. I also see something that's dubious or considered dubious, and this could be the spreading of gossip. Okay, somebody is carelessly improvising a story here, but with the dubious is not a story that's going to hold any weight here. All right, somebody could look forward to something rushing in. That could be a side note, or again, just everything is comprehensive. I'm not sure. Just take what fits and consider what I'm saying. Just my creative imagination. Okay, I'm talking about imaginary players here. But something's rushing in. This could be the rushing of messages, because I know that I have been inundated with messages. There's been an influx, an increase in messages that I'm receiving. So much so there's a backlog, there's a pileup. Okay, I have to really tend to that. Okay, so that also might be relevant what I'm saying right now. Back to the Marilyn Monroe. Nicki Minaj has a song. 7:44 on the clock, another notification came in. Nicki Minaj has a song titled Marilyn Monroe, and I actually like that song. Okay, and I think, let me see if I could get any lyrics. The only thing I'm remembering right now, is this how Marilyn Monroe felt? Is this how Marilyn Monroe felt? Oh, if you can't handle my worst, you ain't getting my best. Is this how Marilyn Monroe felt? Let me quickly pick it up. Pick it up. Pull it up. Okay, so something's being picked up here. Again, rushing, a lot of ladybugs here. Okay, somebody might be pulling up on somebody as well. Okay, listen to this. I can be selfish. Yeah, so impatient. Sometimes I feel like Marilyn Monroe. I'm insecure. Yeah, I make mistakes. Sometimes I feel like I'm at the end of the road. I can get low. I can get low. Don't know which way is up. Yeah, I can get high. I can get high. Like I could never come down. Call it a curse or just call me blessed. If you can't handle my worst, you ain't getting my best. Is this how Marilyn Monroe felt? Felt. Must be how Marilyn Monroe felt. It's like all the good things, they fall apart like Marilyn Monroe. Truth is, we mess up till we get it right. I don't want to end up losing my soul. I can get low. I could get low. Don't know which way is up. Yeah, I can get high. I could get high. Like I could never come down. Okay, and then she repeats the chorus. So that might be relevant for somebody here. Okay, feeling like you are at your wit's end of the road. All right, you don't want to fight back anymore. You've been somehow weakened. All right, This Girl Is on Fire is coming to mind now, and I believe Nicki Minaj is featured on that track, which is by Alicia Keys. Okay, so somebody might be named Alicia if it's not actually the Alicia that has any involvement in this, or somebody holds the keys to something, maybe the keys to finally verifying the cause of death for somebody here, maybe Marilyn Monroe or whoever this Marilyn Monroe type is. Somebody holds the keys, okay? And this girl is on fire. Maybe somebody's about to be set on fire. This could be literally or figuratively speaking, okay? We know in the Alicia Keys song, let me pull it up because Spirit told me to prepare to channel a lot through music, and I want to be obedient, okay? Girl on fire. Let's go Nicki Minaj lyrics, since no, I'm not gonna do this site. The words are too small for my eyes. Okay, here we go. Reason why I'm bringing this up is because Marilyn Monroe is also mentioned in this song. Okay, so let me just put out the clues and we'll make the connections afterwards, okay? So listen to this. Spirit of Marilyn calling me, audibly, bawling. She said that she would never leave, continue to torture me, telling me to come with her, underneath my comforter. And she brought a gun with her, pills and some rum with her. We talked about rum earlier. Took me on the balcony. Didn't I speak about balcony, seeing all the ladybugs? All right? Telling me to jump with her. Yeah, I'm into ghosts, but I ain't doing stunts with her. I ain't trying to be that. Haters want to see that. But I got them aggy, because I win the gold like Gabby. Somebody's name might be Gabby here. Gabriel. Okay, that's also like a Hispanic name. Okay. So seeing ghosts and stunts. Okay, I mentioned something about stunt doubles in another video. All right. Okay, so somebody might be a jumper here. If somebody feels like jumping, somebody might be having ideations to off themselves. Okay, pills, alcohol here. This is a toxic cocktail here. Somebody might be served a toxic cocktail with the intention for them to off themselves, okay? Anything could apply. Alicia Keys verse, she's just a girl and she's on fire. Hotter than a fantasy. We know Marilyn Monroe was the object of many people's fantasy. Okay, she was not everybody's cup of tea, but we cannot deny Marilyn had an impact, okay? So hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. Because we know people like this, nobody wants to be their friends because they're just too threatening. I might be talking about somebody who's a threat, like a ripple. So some polyamory could be going on here, okay? But I want to say like a triple threat, so you're good at 3 things. All right, star power here. I'm getting somebody star power. Oh, where am I? She's living in a world and it's on fire, feeling the catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds. And we talk about something in the clouds. Somebody may have their heads in the clouds. We know Jack and the Beanstalk, the wife, the giant wife. She was in the clouds, left in the clouds, actually, okay? And she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Looks like a girl, but she's a flame. So bright she can burn your eyes. Better look the other way. You can try, but you'll never forget her name. She's on top of the world. Hottest of the hottest girls. I'm going to try to go to... Okay, everybody stares as she goes by because they can see the flame that's in her eyes. Watch her as she's lighting up the night. Nobody knows that she's a lonely girl and it's a lonely world, but she gonna let it burn, baby, burn, baby. Okay, here's Nicki Minaj verse again. Dear God, if you're here, God, make the fire disappear when they stare, God. Take away my fear when they interfere, God. Do you fear God? Because I fear God. And in my backyard, there's a deer, God, and that's a horse ranch. And to my core fans, keep repping me. Do it to the death of me. X in the box. Because ain't nobody checking me. Here is the X coming through again. Not just for the love of my life, DMX, but we know that X could also be a symbol, represent Christ, okay? So that X is standing out right there, X in the box, nobody's checking me, okay? So this is no competition here. Horse Ranch is standing out to me again. I know I spoke about Hermes bags having a equestrian heritage here. Okay, so there's some kind of horse tied in. This could be any horse, a stallion. Okay. What else is here? But we see somebody who is God-fearing, who puts their hope and trust in God. Okay. And this girl is on fire. Somebody's about to be set on fire, and that could be whichever way. Set on fire in a good way, meaning, you know, or, you know. Next, I have something about the belly of the beast, and I've been talking about Belly, the movie, the soundtrack, okay? So belly of the beast, or somebody here could be pregnant, has a belly, and they're working for the beast, okay? Maybe that's what the dubious source means, okay? Somebody working for the wrong side, the adversary, the devil, okay? If this person is not actually pregnant, they are about to ring the bell on somebody, or the bell is being rung on them. Okay. Also, since we just mentioned something about Top Shotta, Nicki Minaj quote there, Belly, there's a song on the soundtrack called Top Shotta, as one of my favorite tracks because it features some of my fellow Jamaicans, Sean Paul and Mr. Vegas. Okay, so something about Vegas could be relevant, or that tie in with Jamaica. Maybe I'm talking about Jamaica a lot because there's a Jamaican somewhere involved in this, okay? But Top Shotta, here comes the boom, here comes the boom, here comes the boom. Okay, so somebody might want to listen to that track. Okay, a boom is coming. I know something, a lot about fire, booms, explosions came out. Okay, so here comes the boom. Again, say you me want you put your gun down. I get the fear fussy cause I fussy not try. Make them I'm alright off a fly. Here comes the boom, booming, bouncing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Top Shotta. We're dealing with a Top Shotta here, top dog here. And you have people with you. There's more with you than against you because we have Dogs for Life. And that's also a song by DMX, one of my faves, okay? This is from my dog. This is from my dog, okay? And it's just an expression of loyalty, fidelity, okay? Unity, camaraderie, community. Okay, so somebody has a community behind them who's willing to ride out for them. All right, you're the MVP here. I'm also seeing moment of silence. All right, we all know what that relates to. Usually when somebody passes, all right, there's a moment of silence given to honor that person. So somebody here is very honorable. Okay, and I have not too far from it for testing it, for giving it a shot. Okay, there's going to be a moment of silence for somebody that tested something, for taking a shot at something that should not have been even thought about, much less acted out. Okay, that person might be passing away. It could be passing away in flames, since there's so much stuff about flames. It could also be by hanging, since we spoke about hanging, by jumping, since we spoke about balcony, Marilyn Monroe, by overdose, since we spoke about pills and rum. Okay, so now Nicki Minaj, pills and potions is coming to mind now. So a lot of Nicki Minaj is being channeled. Okay, pills and potions, we're overdosing. I'm angry, but I still love you. All right. Next I have something about a parking notice. So I don't know if an actual parking notice is going to be some kind of evidence in a case, okay? Or somebody just needs to pay a parking notice that is past due. Or somebody is going to go to their car and see a notice on it, okay? Some kind of parking notice, or something could be relevant about a park. We need to take notice about a park. We know something about cars came up, Chevrolet, Corvette. So that might be relevant. A Chevy may be parked up somewhere. Somebody needs to take notice of that. Okay, but next we have violation on file. Okay, this could be of actually past due parking notice, or again, somebody's taking note of something and something has been contravened. Okay, some kind of contravention. Violation on file, meaning this might be going back to targeting a chosen one, for testing it, for giving something a shot that was not supposed to be done. That's a violation on file, and there's going to be some get back for that. Roman's revenge. Okay, next to that, how I know that, why I say that, is because we have handled the matter. So a matter is being handled, or is about to be handled, or somebody needs to handle the matter before we initiate collection proceedings. Okay, and I wrote that down as I was told to do. So listen to this. Parking notice. Past due violation on file. Handle the matter before we initiate collection proceedings. Okay, please visit the link below. Notification 7:56. This is supposed to be in order, but something is out of order. Okay, now it changed to 7:57. That's 7 and the 5s again. All right, something was out of order. That gives me like a domino play. 7:56. Okay, something is out of order here, and it has to be handled. And this is a order from higher power. Okay, this is the word of the day, higher power. Somebody here, maybe the Marilyn Monroe type, you have the energy of a goddess. Okay, and I'm not talking about myself. I know my business is titled Gawdessregime. Okay, so somebody has a lot of authority, and this is a female, this is a woman authority, woman leadership here. You have the energy of a goddess. So that song, This Girl Is on Fire, may apply to you. All right, you might want to take a listen if it resonates. Okay, something about a tiny opening is enough to really get in there. Okay, so somebody thought something was closed, but there has been a tiny opening left that is going to really be the unraveling of something. Okay, back to the domino where I saw where it could have been an O and a 5. 05 made me flip it and gave me 50, and we know 50 is a moniker for law enforcement. Okay, at least here in Canada. 50. Okay, so there's a tiny opening. This could be a 50 who is working undercover, who's going to be a flipper. Okay, next we have third eye watching. This is a line from the grand finale, like I spoke about before, the Belly soundtrack. Third eye watching you, watching me. Okay, throwing rocks. I didn't write down the rest. Okay, so someone's watching you while you're watching somebody else. Higher power. Okay, so third eye, this is giving me spiritual consciousness, spiritual awareness, enlightenment. Okay, messenger. Okay, so you are watching somebody, or you have been given the insight, or you got a vision about something, some kind of prophecy, okay, about somebody else. Okay, so somebody's being watched from above, from the higher ups. They're being watched. Somebody has a bird eye view over a situation. All right, and they observe a tiny opening into something, and they're going to take the shot. Okay, that's what I'm also hearing. Over here we have for we family, for better or worse. So this could be a family matter, a family feud. Okay, a game. That's another name of a game show. Okay, so family going up against family here. Okay, but that's not new or not anything out of the norm, because the Bible even warns us that there comes a time when a father will turn against son, daughter against mother, vice versa. Okay, there's going to be disruption in families, because a time will come when you'll realize that your enemies have been the members of your own household. Okay, so that might be relevant for somebody here as well. I think I got everything. Something is coming forward, or somebody is coming forward. Okay, this might be court proceedings. Okay, or maybe there's some collection agency going after somebody for money owed. Okay, or maybe somebody made an investment into somebody and they cannot recoup. That's also coming in. Then I have in quotations, this time won't you save me? And I think that's also a song by Nicki Minaj. Okay, so dear Nicki, this time won't you save me? Okay, dear Nicki, dear Old Nicki. All right, lots of Nicki Minaj references here. Pound the alarm. Okay, this lady, I want to say, because I wrote it down here, and maybe that's the last thing I'll say on this page. Hopefully I covered everything. Beatles of Our Lady. Ladybugs also have that title. Okay, so this person is royal here. Beatles also gives me band, a reputable band, a high profiting band. Okay, Beatles, if we cut it down, we got beat. So somebody might drop beats, somebody might get beat. Okay, but you're Our Lady. That's a D'Angelo song. Okay, you're special here. You're beautiful. You're God's little cow, God's little servant. Okay, something might be relevant about 7 red cows. All right, I don't think I'll go into this side because We're at 54 minutes. I haven't pulled any cards, but hopefully I said everything I needed to say. Ray and nephew, white overproof rum is looking at me before I end this section, this segment. So there might be something relevant about someone named Ray and his nephew, or about someone's nephew, about someone who's white, about somebody who loves rum, or somebody who overdid it, because overproof rum is like moonshine. Okay, we know moonshine is dangerous. Drink at your own risk. Okay, so somebody took something, did something at their own risk, and it wasn't overproof, wasn't foolproof, and there's proof of this. Okay, you must have been under the influence to even make this attempt, I'm hearing. All right, we have enough proof. We have enough proof on this rum. Anything else, my Lord? I'm seeing report junk and then help.com. Okay, so somebody needs help here. Somebody might be reporting somebody. This could be your videos, your content, your accounts, your platform, anything. Okay, something's being reported here. And it might be considered garbage, but we know the saying, one person's junk is the next person's treasure. Okay, so there's some information here that's going to be pertinent, that's going to be relevant, but somebody didn't even know. All right, that is going to actually help something else, or the higher power is using this tiny opening, this minute piece of information, to create a bigger opening where something else could come rushing in. Okay, then last here we have particularly after saving crops from pests. Okay, this is linked back to the ladybug. Okay, so this is part of their function, is to save crops from pests. Okay, so crops are important. Pests, not so much. Yeah, they have a little purpose here, function, but when it comes to stunting growth, we have to eliminate these pests if that's what they are doing, interfering with the growth of others. The matter has to be handled. This is making me think about the scripture, the separation of wheat and the tares. Okay, we got to get the good crops away from pestilence. Okay, so we're going to see some kind of separation and validation of who is real and who is a counterfeit, who is a servant of God or a servant of Baal. Okay, who is of the righteous seed and who is of the wicked one, the serpent. I think we're going to be seeing a lot very soon. So keep your eyes open, watch and pray that this impending calamity does not come your way. Okay, I'm also hearing sun again. Well, I'm looking at sun, and sun has been coming up a lot. Okay, but this sun is going to be the soul hair. Okay, so that means we might be looking at an orphan here, and that pains my heart a lot. That's heart-wrenching to even imagine anyone losing both parents or one main parent. Okay, one sole parent, the sole provider. That's why I'm going to really just get out of this energy, because that hurts me, but I can't ignore it. It's here written down, and I think I said everything on this page except that. Okay, so there's a child here, a son, who I can't. Just gonna pull a few. Already 58, 33. Okay, somebody could be 58. I know I said 57, so somebody could be in their 50s, or multiple people could be in their 50s here. Somebody could also be 43, okay, or 44. Somebody could be in their 30s, since I said something about 30s before. Something massive is going to happen, all right? I'm thinking back on those messages where I shared about peekaboo, like God is playing peekaboo with somebody, okay? I also felt this about myself the other day when messages were just flowing. God was like, peekaboo, here's a sign. Peekaboo, here's a clue. And I had to gather them all, okay? So God is playing with somebody, but I'm also hearing God ain't playing with somebody either. I'm hearing, you think this is a game? You think this is a game? Okay? So, somebody played with the wrong one. Somebody played with the wrong one here. And out of nowhere, the spotlight's going to be on this. This is a repeat of messages because this is standing out, but I already shared a video with these downloads. Okay, but since it's here and it's looking at me, maybe I need to repeat. Okay, peekaboo, I see you. I see you. Okay, something's peeking out. And again, that gave me the mishap, a potential slippage. Okay, so something's peeking out. Could be a boo-boo if it's not a boo-bee. But it's going to be full disclosure of this. Okay, remember, small opening. Peek out. Something's peeking out from a small opening. Okay, we have moon here. So it's hidden right now. Nobody sees that small opening. Nobody sees that something is peeking out. But it's going to rush in. 8:07, my phone just lit up. It's going to rush in and everything is going to be in the spotlight. Okay, what else is here? It's going to be massive. It's going to come out of nowhere. A time when you don't expect it. Okay, we have the word excess here. I saw excess of ladybugs today. Okay, somebody is calling someone's name. Okay, hopefully it's not mine. But if it is, put some respect on it. Okay, so whoever's name is being called is highly respectable. Okay, girl on fire, Marilyn Monroe type. Okay, let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I used to love you showing itself again. And that was a channel song just the other day by Gwen Stefani. Okay, somebody might be named Gwen or Gwendolyn. That's my grandmother's name. So somebody's grandmother, okay, might be relevant to the situation, might be looking out for you, might be praying for you. Okay, because my grandmother loves me and I love my granny. All right, she's not here with us anymore. So somebody might not be here with us anymore very soon as well. Okay, used to love you. All right, so you were a fan of somebody once and now you're not, but there was a time where you were and maybe you're remembering that. Okay, what else? Used to love you. Oh, 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 I used to love you. I don't know why I cry. I don't know why I used to love you. I don't know why I cry. Okay, that might be relevant to somebody too. There's going to be a reminder to some people that there was a time where we respected somebody, we loved somebody, and there was like a hate train created. We jumped on the bandwagon. Okay, somebody's going to be reminded. And it might take a tragic situation to refresh the memories of many people. Okay, people are going to remember that I used to love this person. I used to rate this person. Okay. Anything else or should I stop here? I don't like what I already see already. So maybe I should stop here so nothing else comes out. This is showing itself. First of all, let me do the good news. We have let me be your hero on one side. Okay, pink card. This is good news. This is really from the heart, sincere. Okay, so somebody wants to be your hero. Somebody's coming in to save the day. I know I mentioned Nicki Minaj. This time, won't you save me? So maybe somebody's coming in to save you, save somebody. Somebody needs saving. Somebody needs salvation. Hallelujah. Bless the name of the Lord. We know that's what Jesus is for. Okay, somebody's name could be Enrique or again, Latin or Hispanic. Okay, because that has been coming out, and I know I channeled this song before and I said please check on Enrique. I don't want to hear any bad news about him because I love this song and I also love him. Okay, but I see somebody coming in to assist. Okay, this is from my dog, this is from my dog. You got help. Okay, on the other side we have, and this was from the scrap box. If you watched the last reading, I explained why I was led to pull some scraps from the scrap bin. And this was one of them. Of course, it didn't make the cut, but I was told to put it back in. So here we are. Okay. And gave them power and authority over all devils and to cure diseases. And that's taken from Luke 9. There's that 9 verse 1. Okay. So we're dealing with a 1 here. Okay. Prime. Okay. This one should not have been messed with because this one person has a lot of power and authority Okay, this person is being sent out to challenge devils and has the power to overcome them. Okay, this person could even be a healer in some way, may use their music to heal people. Okay, if they're not actually a physician curing diseases. I'm going to shuffle until both sides are blank, which it is. Thank God! I see a card here that I don't want to see, but it's out, and we'll see what's channeled off of it. Okay, but already I see that it ties in with the theme, that there's some kind of target here, some kind of hit being placed on somebody, some kind of bounty. So that card ties in, so I know it's meant to come out, but I'm not happy to read that card. Just want to give you a heads up. Let's see what we got here, okay? But to no avail. But to no avail. Whatever somebody is planning, it's going to be to no avail, and it's going to be to your demise. Because you're going after somebody who's anointed. Anointed. Touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Somebody might be going up against a prophet. We know that the God's little cow came out, Moses. Okay, so that's prophet with a major anointing on their life. Next, we have walk with the wise and become wise. For a companion of fools suffers harm. Can we make this up, my Lord? No, we cannot. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. That's taken from Proverbs chapter 13. There's a 13, so I must be alert. Okay, verse 20. Okay, and 1320, again, something that should be ordered is out of order. And my Lord likes to do things in decency and in order. So these fools are about to suffer some kind of harm for going up against wisdom, for going up against a wise person, an anointed person here. Look at this. Didn't I say it could be a family feud? Family is not blood. Family is heart. Okay? Nobody wins when the family feuds. Okay, that's a line quote from 444, an album by Jay-Z. Okay, so that might be relevant. Somebody might need to take a listen. Okay, here we have I K'd for less. Can't keep it up too long. Okay, so this tells me, which is an actual quote from somebody, from a case I read years ago. Okay, and I was really devastated when I saw this quote, that this person actually uttered these words. So for the fact that this is coming out right now in this message, it tells me that, number one, this is a hit, a real hit. Number two, this person who has been contracted to do this has done this before. Okay, this person has been paid less to do something like this before, so they're willing to accept less. Okay, so this is giving me Judas with a 30 piece of silver. Like, that's all you took? That's all our Lord was worth? Okay, that's giving me that as well. Okay, ultimate betrayal. Okay, the betrayer. Okay, it doesn't take much for somebody to cross you, for somebody to eliminate you. This person could be your family, somebody you broke bread with, somebody you invested in, somebody you loved, cherished. Okay, but they weren't wise, and for their foolishness, they're in for a surprise. Okay, somebody say, I'm hearing Ether by Nas. Slowly copping up the weapons, slowly loading up the ammo to explode it on a camel and his soldiers that could handle. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. So something about to ricochet. There's going to be a fight back where the people are clapping back here, because I'm hearing like, what song is that? Oh, One Mic, where he's saying this now. Gotta take it to war, shut it down. I'm stronger now. Look at the time is now. All I need is one mic. Okay, so somebody here should not be doing this. You crossed the line with this one. I don't care if you've done this 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times. With this one, to go after a chosen one, an anointed one, a servant of God, God will not be mocked. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. This is also from the scrap, okay? I'm starting to feel like somebody's about to be scrapped. Somebody might be working on a scrapbook. collecting something. Okay, a lot of photographs. I'm hearing all I have are these photographs. So somebody might be leaving, and the only thing you're going to have, the only memories of this person is going to be photographs, okay? You're going to get scrapped. That's the message for somebody somewhere out there. All right, so this came from the scrap bin, and it says, the Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. That's taken from Psalm 121, one of my favorite Psalms, okay? Verses 7 to 8. All right, so whoever this anointed one is, you are being preserved. You are being protected, okay? When you go, when you come, anywhere, the angels are with you. All right, you could be a fire sign. We have the King of Wands here, the anointed one, or a fire sign might be getting scrapped. All right, or this could be both, two fire signs here, one being scrapped and one being protected from being scrapped by the one who wants to do the scrapping. Okay, last card is sexist misogynist. Didn't I say something about women leadership here? So this person might be getting pushed back, pushed out because it's a woman. Okay, I know I said a lot about here's X again, I didn't mean to say that, about isms. Okay, so sexism, classism, elitism, capitalism, ageism, racism, all the isms, okay, are oppressive. So somebody is being oppressed. There's a King of Wands who is oppressing somebody just because they are a female. Okay, this King of Wands does not want to be outdoed by this female. Okay, this female could also be a fire sign, like I said, but considered a king. Okay, so this is giving me like a woman in a male dominated industry who is really giving these males a run for their money. This is a challenger here. Okay, she has no competitors except for other kings. Okay, and she's actually ruling the board. Okay, these kings that she finds herself amongst are sexist and misogynists who are really trying to restrict and oppress this person in question here. But this person with this yellow card especially is blessed. Nothing these people can do will prevail. Okay, and we're about to see that. We're about to see somebody get scrapped, a clap back. Okay, I feel like I need to pull up ether because this is given an ether situation here. Trying to kick knowledge? Nah, I'm trying to kick. You need to learn though, that ether, the itch to make your soul burn slow, burn slow. So here we go with the burn talks again. Okay, somebody's gonna burn slowly. It's gonna be a slow burn for someone. Okay, King of Wands again, fire. Okay, it's gonna be, it's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. Okay, let's see what Nas has to say and we'll close this out. I won't pull any tarot cards this time, okay? So we have F with your soul like ether. We'll teach you the king you know you. God's son across the belly. Look, belly coming out again. Lose, I prove you lost already. Brace yourself for the main event. Y'all impatiently waiting. It's like an AIDS test. What's the results? Not positive. Who's the best? Pac, Nas, and Big. Ain't no best. East, west, north, south, flossed out, greedy. I embrace y'all with napalm, blows up, no guts left, chest, face gone. How could Nas be garbage? Semi-autos at your cartilage. Burner at the side of your dome. Come out of my throne. I got this locked since 9-1. I am the truest. Name a rapper that I ain't influenced. Gave y'all chapters, but now I keep my eyes on the Judas. You mentioned Judas just now? With Hawaiian Sophie fame, kept my name in his music. Check it. F with your soul like ether, okay? Hey, yo, pass me the... Pour my ashes out on these ninjas, man. Hey, y'all... Okay, y'all kneel and kiss the effing ring. I've been effed over, left for dead, dissed and forgotten. Luck ran out, they hoped that I'd be gone, stiff and rotten. Y'all just saw me on me, spit on my grave, talk about me, laugh behind my back, but in my face, y'all say well-wishers, friendly acting, envy hiding snakes. With your hands out for my money, man, how much can I take when these streets keep calling? Heard it when I was asleep. that this Gay-Z and Cockafella Records wanted beef, started cocking up my weapon, slowly loading up this ammo to explode it on a camel. And his soldiers I can handle. For this dolo and this manuscript just sounds stupid when KRS already made an album called Blueprint. First, big is your man, then you got the nerve to say that you better than big, thick, sucking lips. Won't you let the late, great veteran live? That was a lot, but I think that's a good note to close it off on. Okay? One mic is giving me announcement, okay? So we might be hearing an announcement of somebody getting ethered. And it might be the actual person in question in that song, okay? Or it might not be. Or that person in that song may have been the one to orchestrate a hit on the chosen one. Okay, but these are just ramblings. Just throwing these things out there. Okay, these insights that have been revealed to me, downloaded, clues, signs given, and I interpret. I translate, I communicate, but you don't have to take me seriously if you don't want to. Okay, please read the description box where you see my disclaimer where I said everything here is entertainment. Sometimes it could be for educational purposes, but let's just lump everything into entertainment. Do not take anything I say as legal or medical advice. If you need help, seek a professional. If you are in danger, seek the authorities. Okay? But remember, we're dealing with somebody who did this because they're this. Okay, you be wise. Stay away from fools, because being their companion will also make you suffer harm. Okay, take good care of yourselves. Be sure to catch me on the next one. I leave you with my love, and please support the channel by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all that good stuff. That is free. Okay, but make sure you read the description box. Follow me on TikTok. There's lots there. There's lots there, and I will be making my way over there shortly to provide an update. Okay, I love you and leave you. Bye bye.